All right, so now that we have this working with one bubble, we have to work it with all the other bubbles. Now, there's another problem, and that the other problem is that when we go and destroy the bubble, it will respawn in 3 seconds here. And in this case, it actually did work. Okay, and you can see it there. It actually does work. But the problem with this is that even though it does kind of work, it does set it to the respawn time. It doesn't work the way that I'd want it to, and even though it's working now, the problem is that we need to have a little bit of a failsafe. So like that function I added in the last tutorial, we're going to add in a function that says we'll say on function, and we'll call this grow circles. Okay, circles like this. Okay, and we also need that within 2 quotes like that, and we'll go ahead and push done here. Now, what I'll do is I will cut this out of here, and I will paste this in grow circles. And what we'll do is we'll call a function, and that function will be grow circles, and there we go. And you can see here that it actually puts it in there for you. So it will call the function grow circles. And so what it does is that every time it randomly spawns, it's going to send the computer and the compiler to this grow circles here. Now what I'm going to do is we're going to have to copy and paste this here. However, none of these other circles have an instance variable of scale. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add this in here, and I'm just going to type in scale, and I'll do 0.1. And we have to add this in for all of these. And by the way, I am using my keyboard as much as I possibly can, tabbing in between two, using the numpad and pushing escape. That way you can get this done a little bit quicker. So I'll do scale and 0.1, enter and escape. There we go. And we'll do the same thing here. Now, the instance variable, if you want to replace the object, is going to have the exact same. It's going to have the exact same variable name, and that does mean that scale and scale with a capital S are different. So we have this. We have all of these dots here are essentially the same because now they have the instance variable. If they didn't, if one of these didn't have this instance variable right here, then it would be technically different. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and replace this object here, and I'm just going to replace this in alphabetical order, and it's not really that. Got two more here, and purple, and we got one more, and that's going to be yellow, just like that here. So what that's going to do is that's going to put the scale there here. Okay, and now what we have to do is if we run it, watch what happens. So that one works. We kind of let it go down, and then it comes back. But watch what happens to the other ones. Okay, nothing really happens. Well, there's a good reason on why that doesn't happen here. Is that we set the scale to 0.25, and we technically call it. But what we don't do is we don't set everything so that that the scale here works accordingly. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to replace this object here, and I'm just going to replace it with the green object here. Now, you also have to replace both of these two objects, so I'm just going to replace them with the same one here. And you essentially have to do this with all of them. So we'll go orange and pink, and we'll do the same thing with purple here. And then we'll also do this with yellow. Now, am I missing one? It seems like I'm missing one here. Let's just take a quick look here. Okay, so we got blue, green, 1, 2, 3, 4. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, yes. Yes, in fact, here's the problem. So that, and then we also need one more here. So we're going to go pink, and then these have to be pink. I knew I was forgetting one. And it's always good to double check. So I'm going to go ahead and run that here. And there we go. So we can kind of drop these all in, and we'll just test it out just to see if it works. And there we go. Doesn't that look a way, way better? All right. And there we go. Okay, not bad. And then it will reshuffle again, and you'll see how that works. Okay. And that just looks a lot better. It gives the user a cue, and that cue is that, is that something has happened. Before, it was kind of a little bit too hard. All right. I'll see you in the next tutorial.